Bihari Jaya Gopijan Vallabha Giridharadhari Yasodhanandana Vrajajanaranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jayo Prabhupada Jayo Jayo Prabhupada Jayo Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Granthra Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So today we'll be reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, chapter 5, verse number 38. So let me share my screen and then we'll recite the verse. Okay, everybody can see? Alright, so I'll start. Iti murti abhidanena mantra murtim amurtikam yajante yagya purusham sa samyak darshanapuman. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Or before translation, does anybody want to recite or should I keep going? Okay, I'll keep going. Translation. Thus he is the actual seer who worships in the form of transcendental sound representation the Supreme Personality of Godhead Vishnu, who has no material form. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Our present senses are all made of material elements, and therefore they are imperfect in realizing the transcendental form of Lord Vishnu. He is therefore worshipped by sound representation via the transcendental method of chanting. Anything which is beyond the scope of experience by our imperfect senses can be realized fully by sound representation. A person transmitting sound from a far distant place can be factually experienced. If this is materially possible, why not spiritually? This experience is not a vague, impersonal experience. It is actually an experience of the transcendental personality of Godhead who possesses the pure form of eternity, bliss, and knowledge. In the Amarakosha Sanskrit dictionary, the word murti carries important twofold meanings, namely form and difficulty. Therefore, Amurtikam is explained by Acharya Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur as meaning without difficulty. The transcendental form of eternal bliss and knowledge can be experienced by our original spiritual senses, which can be revived by chanting the holy mantras or transcendental sound representation. Such sound should be received from the transparent energy of the bona fide spiritual master, and the chanting may be practiced by the direction of spiritual master. That will gradually lead us nearer to the Lord. This method of worship is recommended in the Panchratrika system, which is both recognized and authorized. The Panchratrika system has the most authorized codes for transcendental devotional service. Without the help of such codes, one cannot approach the Lord, certainly not by dry philosophical speculation. The Panchratrika system is both practical and suitable for this age of quarrel. The Panchratra is more important than Vedanta for this modern age. Om Ajnana Timarandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yutapadakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Pada Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namaste Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Shravano Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Pancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhu Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam Karoti Vachalam Prangum Langaite Girim Yat Kripatamaham Bande Sri Guru Dinatarnam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Ishwaram Hari Om Tat Sat. Hare Krishna. So again, thank you for joining. So today's verse, it is actually one of the foundational verses, we can say, of our Vaishnava philosophy, and I'll explain how that is so. But before we go there, just to do a recap of where we are. So here we have Narad Muni speaking to Vyasdev about his dilemma about what he should do. So again, to recap even more, Vyasdev is the incarnation of the Supreme Lord to document everything which is needed for Kali Yuga. And he did that. After doing all of that, he was still not satisfied. And one day in the morning, he was just sitting and thinking, why is it that I am not feeling satisfied even though I have followed all the rules, I've done everything I'm supposed to do, still there's something which is telling me that I am not completely done. There's something lacking. And we also experience that. Sometimes we do something. Let's say pujaris, they do deity worship. They decorate the deities the best they can. After it is over, they feel something is lacking. It happens sometimes. They feel like something is missing. They're not 100% satisfied. Sometimes we do cooking and we did the best we could, and we come out, we offer to Krishna, and we taste his Krishna Prasad. For sure, it will work. It has the effect. But when it comes to taste, we also feel sometimes that maybe something's not right. Right? So here Vyasadeva is feeling, Vyasadeva is not an ordinary person. He's incarnation of the Supreme Lord. And yet he's feeling. It's very interesting. How can the Supreme Lord feel not satisfied for the work he came for? Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyuthanam adharmasya tadatmanam srujamyam. So I come whenever there's a decline of dharma. And for sure, when Kali Yuga starts, the dharma is going to decline. So multiple incarnations come. One incarnation was Vyasadeva, document everything. But still he's not satisfied, and Narad Muni comes and he tells him what is lacking. And then there's a whole detail in this chapter about Narad Muni's his own personal life, how he realized the Supreme Lord. So after saying all that, towards the end of the chapter, this is where we are, where this verse actually is very interesting. Iti murti abhidanena mantra murtim amurtikam yajante yagya purusham sa samyak darshana oman. So the key words here, and Prabhupada also highlights in the purport, is mantra murtim amurtikam. Okay, let's focus on this. Mantra Murtim Amurtikam. So Amurtikam means does not have a form, and Mantra Murti is the form of the mantra. Let me explain what that means. Prabhupada already explained in the purport, and I'll just repeat what Prabhupada said. So, we are spirit soul, we're not the body, right? We know that, we see it. When we leave our body, the spirit soul goes, the body stays behind. But when a person passes away, our eyes, our nose, none of our senses can perceive the person leaving, which means our material senses do not have the capacity to see spirit. We see it all the time. We cannot see the spirit. Even when we are seeing each other, we are actually seeing the body, but we cannot see the spirit within our body. Even though that spirit is our actual real self. The body is not the real self. Body will change and at some point it's going to disappear. The real self is the soul, and we cannot see the soul. That's how it is in this material world. So, we cannot see the soul. And Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Mameva Ansho Jiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. These Jiva Bhutas, these living entities, they are my eternal parts and parcels. Mameva Ansho Jiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. Sanatana is eternal. So they are eternally my parts and parcels. Mana Shashtani Indriyani Prakriti Sthani Karsati. So in that verse, Krishna says, all these spirit souls are my parts and parcels. So, if we cannot see the spirit soul, how can we see the Supreme Soul? That's why we accept Krishna based on the sound knowledge. That means the knowledge which comes through from higher authorities. Basically, what's the word for that? There's a word for that. Descending knowledge. There's a Sanskrit word for that. But basically, we accept the knowledge which is descending. The reason we do that is because our senses do not have the capacity to analyze and decide and see the spirit, even though the spirit is there. Similarly, the Supreme Spirit is also there, but because we cannot see, so many people think that God is not there, or God is crutch for the weak. That means it is for weak people who cannot stand on their own. They need help of God. Or God is for sentimental people, God is for fanatics. Different things people say because they cannot with their senses figure out who God is, where God is, all of his details. In this verse, okay, is everybody following so far? Everything clear? Just a thumbs up. Is it clear? Yes, okay. So, here Narad Muni is saying Mantra Murting Amurtikam. Even though he does not have a material form, he comes in the form of a Mantra Murti. And that is the reason why our primary practice is based on sound. That's why we come every morning to hear Srimad Bhagavatam class, because this is sound. In some of these verses, Narad Muni instructed Vyasdev to document everything about Krishna. That's what Bhagavatam is. These are the verses where the foundation is laid. Okay, he telling him, Vyasdev, you've given all the details about different processes of how to live in this world, but you have not given them enough about how to get out of this world. Because this world is a temporary place, and here he's saying you're not giving them enough how to get out. So they'll be stuck here. So here he's saying that the one which does not have a sound, has a form, it can be perceived through a mantra. And that's why Prabhupada is saying in the purport that To perceive the spirit, sound is our main media. That's why we focus on chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Is the repeated sound. When we start chanting the mantra, we may not right away perceive the Supreme Lord. It may even take a very long time to perceive the Supreme Lord, but nevertheless, we accept it based on the evidence given in Srimad Bhagavatam, and this is one of those verses. It says, Mantra Murtim Amurtikam Yajante Yagya Purusham. Yajante means we do the Yagya. Yagya of who? Yagya Purusha, the person who accepts the Yagya. Yajyate Yagya Purusham Sa Samyak Darshana Puman. That's how we can see Puman as a person. A person can have a darshan of Yagya Purusha by, I'm highlighting on my screen if you want to see. A person, a Puman, a person can have darshan of Yagya Purusha by doing the Yagya using mantra. This is exactly what is being said here. And that is the reason why we focus on chanting of the Maha Mantra. We do other form of devotional service, but we are primarily focused on chanting the Maha Mantra. In the purport, Srila Prabhupada is highlighting a few things more. Okay, he's highlighting Panchratrika and Vedanta. So these are two systems in our Sanatana Dharma. Panchratrika is more based on deity worship, and Vedanta is more based on overall Vedas. And Prabhupada is explaining that Panchratrika is both practical and suitable for the age of Kali because people are not capable of following what is given in Vedanta. But Panchratrika, they can, which we do. We have our temple, different places, different parts of the world, and we see that we can actually go and we can participate, we can do seva, and we can experience some kind of happiness which is consistent. Even though we do so much hard work, we do not get anything in return materially. Most of the devotees, when they serve Krishna, they are not expecting anything in return. They are trained not to expect anything in return. Most devotees, when they come do their seva, they are happy to go away. They do not even ask Krishna for give me a house, give me this, give me that. No, they're just happy to serve. This is the mindset we are asked to keep. This is what our system is based on. So here, this Panchratrika system is based on deity worship, and also it encourages people to chant the various mantras. That's why, in addition to Maha Mantra, we have many other mantras which we use in deity worship. So there are mantras used, and there's the physical aspect of doing some seva of deity worship. So that also falls in the category of mantra murtikam, because we serve Krishna by chanting these mantra. For example, when we wake up Krishna in the morning, the deities are big in the temple, the temples which are established, and they have large deities. We cannot move the deities every day. So how do we wake up and put Krishna to sleep in the night? We do it by chanting mantras. And those mantras are considered in Panchatrika as a way of actually physically putting Krishna to sleep in the bed, just like his mother Yashoda used to put him to bed. It's no different if it's done properly. It's just we don't experience it right away, but the effect is same. So Prabhupada is explaining that this Panchratrika system is both practical and suitable for this age. So that's one thing. The other thing is, Prabhupada is explaining the word Amurtikam. So Amurtikam has two meanings, mainly form and difficulty. So form aspect, I was already explaining that even though we cannot see the spirit, but we can see the spirit through the mantra, the sound, and that is the form of Krishna. There's a verse that says, right? Kali Kale Nam Rupe Krishna Avatar. In this Kali Yuga, Kali Kale, this is a verse from one of our scriptures, I think is Chaitanya Charitamrita or Chaitanya Bhagavat. One of these scriptures have it. It says Kali Kale Nam Rupe, through the name of Nam Rupe, in the form of name. Krishna Avatar. Kali Kale Nam Rupe Krishna Avatar. Krishna has descended in Kali Yuga in the form of his name. And that's exactly what is being said here in this verse. So here, Amurtikam has two meanings. One is relating to the form and other is relating to the difficulty. So, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is explaining that if you take the meaning difficulty, mantra amurtikam means he can be experienced easily through mantra. Amurtikam means without difficulty. So Krishna can be experienced easily through the mantra, and we see it. And when you go in a kirtan, and the kirtan is a lot of devotees, nice kirtan, you can to some extent experience something which you do not experience in a movie song or a mundane sound. There's something in that mantra, something in that kirtan which affects you internally, even though you cannot describe how it is, but you feel very happy or blissful. It is something you feel which brings you again and again. Many times we see, as soon as kirtan starts, many people in the audience, they close their eyes. There is no reason to close their eyes. Why do they have to close the eyes? The reason they do it is because they feel something internally and they naturally close their eyes. It's a very natural reaction. They may not even realize that they are closing their eyes even though they don't have to. The reason they do it because they feel something internally and they want to focus on that because they enjoy it. Because they are enjoying something internally, they focus on it, they close their eyes. So this is the proof that mantra actually gives you an experience of Krishna. Even though our eyes cannot see Krishna directly, but the sound representation, we do feel Krishna. Otherwise, why would we close our eyes when a good kirtan is going on? So these are some of the things which are highlighted in this verse. And this is part of the series of verses where Narad Muni is asking Vyasadeva to document everything in the form of Srimad Bhagavatam. So with that, I'll take a pause here. There are 5 minutes left. If anybody has any questions or comments, we can discuss those. Was it clear so far whatever we discussed? It's a very important verse in Bhagavatam. Please.
If it is very clear, it is a backbone, Prabhuji. It is very nice.
Okay, good.
And the mantra, I have one question, Prabhuji. Like a mantra, so during that Srimad Bhagavatam, when Vasudeva, Vyasa Mahamuni, when he had written, is like he has written like Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, or is it like Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare? I mean, in the initial book, which what they have written, or both?
So in Bhagavatam, the starting verse is Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Okay, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he started the Bhakti movement, the devotional service through mantra, he primarily highlighted the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. There's a verse in one of our Puranas where it says, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Iti Shodasha Nam Kali Kalmasha Nashanam. There's a verse like that. Iti Shodasha Namnam. Shodasha is 16, Namnam. These 16 names, Kali Kalmasha Nashanam. They destroyed the Kalmash or the impurities of Kali.
Okay.
So this Hare Krishna is considered like a Mahamantra, and it has the effect. You can see black people, white people, brown people, yellow people, whatever, different parts of the world. They are not Hindus, they are not Sanatanis. They're just attracted by this mantra, and they've been doing for a long time, and their
Yes.
lives are changing. So you see the effect already. It doesn't need much more evidence than that.
And understand. Yeah. Yeah.
So both are there. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya and also Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Both are there.
Okay. Yeah.
That's why Prabhupada is also here saying, which can be revived by chanting holy mantra. So this is a plural. I'm highlighting on my screen. So Hare Krishna is the main mantra, but there are other mantras also.
Okay. And one question my daughter asked me when we went to New Vrindavan. So it's in this mantra we have the Krishna is there and Rama. I think both are same. I think that's the reason uh, um, that both are included, or is it like something like that? Both are same. Both are one.
Prabhupada explains that Krishna and Rama, they are just different. They are same,
Mm-hmm.
but they're just different incarnations at different times. Well, Krishna as the avatari is the source of all incarnations,
Yeah.
and Ram is an avatar for Treta Yoga.
Great.
So it's just the same, two names of the same person.
Yes, Prabhuji, I told the same thing. Just I wanted to get from you also.
Yeah, that's Prabhupada explains multiple times.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. Anything else?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavatam.
Prabhuji, can you
Thanks.
please speak a little louder? Okay.
Hare
Thanks.
Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare
Uh,
Krishna.
which hope it is better now or
Yeah, it's better now. I can hear you.
better? Dandavatam, Prabhuji. Thanks for nice session. Prabhuji, I have a question regarding this, like Nara's Pancharatra. So these
I'm sorry,
seven,
Prabhu. Your voice is again very difficult to understand. Can you?
Prabhuji,
Okay,
I
I
will
increase my
remember.
volume also. Say it again, please.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. How is it now, Prabhuji? Is it better now?
Yeah, it's better now.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, Nara's Pancharatra, it might have come when Narad Muni, from Narad Muni. So, but prior to that, it was followed at the other ages of devotee or people, they might be following Vedanta Sutra, right, Prabhuji? Like Narad, my question is basically Narad Panchatra from when it came. So when Narad Muni gave it, but prior to that, the material world existence since long. So till then, what was being followed? It was only Vedanta or anything else?
Okay, good question. So, as far as I understand, Vedas were given in the beginning of the creation, right?
Correct.
And they've always existed. And Vedanta was the conclusion, Veda Anta, Anta of the Veda, right? So, that's the conclusion, which is a series of verses, again summarizing the whole Vedas. Panchratrika was given by Narad Muni at some point. Now, different ages have different processes. See, for example, if you have a toolbox, all tools are there, but you don't use all the tools all the time. If you need a plier, you don't use a screwdriver, right? It's just what tool is suitable for that situation, that's what you use. So these scriptures have existed for a long time, but they are used based on when they are needed. Prabhupada, if you notice in the end, he was saying Pancharatrika is the best system for this age of Kali. But in Satyuga, that may not be required because people are already so capable that they can do dhyan, right? There's a verse that says, Krite tadhyayato Vishnum Tretayam yajato makhe dvapare paricharyayam kalo tad hari kirtanad. Krite tadhyayato Vishnu. In the Krita Yoga, which is basically the Satyuga, dhyayato Vishnu, dhyana Vishnu. There they meditate on Vishnu. Okay, in Satyuga. So when they meditate on Vishnu, the details are very simple. They meditate on certain mantras, right? And that's all they do. They don't do deity worship, they don't do anything else. Just whole day, whole night, they are always meditating on Vishnu. At that point, Panchratrika doesn't have a lot to offer because they are focused totally internally, even though Panchratrika is there. So the point is that these different scriptures are used at different times based on the situation. They've already always existed in our creation. This particular Narad Panchratra, from what I understand, it was given by Narad Muni, but he did not take it out of vacuum. It is also based on the Vedas, but it has details where people can practically engage in some kind of deity worship or some kind of chanting of mantras, and is more suitable for the later ages when people cannot focus on dhyan, meditation, those things. Does that answer your question?
Yes, Prabhuji, understood. So it was not in the same way how Narada compiled, but it was scattered around in Vedanta. So whoever wanted might be following that approach, they would follow. But Prabhuji, one follow-up question here. So Narad Muni, Narad Muni appeared as Narad Muni might be after few Manmantar, or by the time couple of Chatru Yuga might have been passed, right? So
Yes.
initially, when the Kali Yuga was there before Narad Muni, so how they were following if Pancharatra was not there in the form of Pancharatra, Narad Pancharatra?
Sure. It might be possible with a different name, the information or the knowledge was available. It's possible because every Kali Yuga, verse clearly says, Dwapare Paricharyayam Kalo Tad Hari Kirtanad. So the main process in Kali Yuga is Hari Kirtan. Okay. Now your question is before Panchratrika was given by Narad Muni, there were other Kali Yugas. Sure, there were. At that point, it might be available with a different name or different form, but the facility is always there. There's no doubt. It's just because we are living in this Kali Yuga where Panchratrika is available, we are focused on this. See, the history of the universe is so large, we barely know 5% of it or 2% of it. What happened in previous Kali Yuga, how situations were different, what was available, what was not. We do not know much of those details, but we know that this knowledge of mantra is available in all Kali Yugas because that's the process. So it's possible before this was given, it was available in a different form. And that actually fact is also given by Krishna himself. Forget Panchratrika. Even Bhagavad Gita was spoken by Krishna and it was lost. Imam vivasvate yogam proktavan aham avyayam vivasvan manave prahu manur ikshvakave abravit. That verse from 4th chapter. Krishna says, long ago I spoke this knowledge to sun god Vivasvan, and then in due course of time it was lost, so I am speaking to you again. So Bhagavad Gita was available to sun god in a slightly different form, and then again Krishna spoke because it was lost. So these things might change form a little bit, but they are there. Make sense?
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Like this Bhagavad Gita, there's so much of Krishna, Bhagavan Vacha, Arjuna Vacha, Bhagavan Vacha, Arjuna Vacha, right? That's Bhagavad Gita.
Yes, yes.
Now, when he spoke to Sun God, there would not be Arjuna Vacha because Arjuna is not there. So it might be slightly different form, correct?
Correct, Prabhuji.
And the question would be slightly different too. So there might be slight variation, but Krishna says knowledge is the same.
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Okay.
And
Thank you. I
Prabhuji,
think, yes.
Prabhuji, sorry. So Narad Panchratrak, that book, I mean, let someone want to read and know more about this process. So that book is available in ISKCON, Prabhuji. Like we can get it, and is it recommended to self-learn or it has to be learned by our Shiksha Guru, how is it?
I think it's better to learn it from Shiksha Guru and Srila Prabhupada because it has so many details that we may not be able to fully understand. So the summary or the essential items of Narad Pancharatra have been summarized into our deity worship manuals, where they give you all the mantras of how to worship deities, what mantras to chant, and the main process of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra has been given anyways. So whatever is available to us, that's more than enough for us to do what we can do. I do not know in what form is that book available because personally I have not read myself and neither was there a need to read it because everything has been given in our deity worship manuals and that's what we follow. So if you want to research, you can research, but for practical application, I think whatever is available through our deity worship ministry, I think that's enough. We can just keep following that. The effect is there.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Understood. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So I think 707, I think we can conclude now. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Granthra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Gaur
Jai.
Prabhanande, Hari Hari Bol. Thank you all. Okay, Prabhu. So we'll conclude. Thank you, Hare Krishna, and we'll see you tomorrow. Panchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubheva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo. Hare Krishna.